All right, Shalom. I'd like to start by saying Kal Halayim La Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Harakak Kodash Ma'amah. Double honor to the other apostles of the Great Millstone, double honor to our elder apostles of the well, the Herawan Banya Charlotte down here in the last day camp. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth to say the truth, and peace and blessing to the men, women, and children that believe in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, I'm Kanaksan Banya Charlotte from the last day of the Yahshua camp. Excuse me. This is another Lions Den News and Prophecy. All right, let's get it. This is Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 1. It says, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, and yeah, they are faithful and true. The word of Yahweh Shemel Shai shall not return unto him void. See that? Matter of fact, let me find that. Excuse me. Okay, Isaiah 55 and 11. Let's get it. Let's get it. But as I'm looking for the scripture, you go ahead and read the title of the article. It says, Iran fires on three ships in the Strait of Hormuz after Trump extends ceasefire. Ceasefire what? He got Iran fucked up. They letting it go. They emptying clips, and they spinning back. They're gonna spin the block. But really, you know, Iran is showing their power by opening and closing the Strait of Hormuz, right? And these other nations are sitting here looking how powerless the United States is. Now, granted, Trump could pull a reverse Uno card and use that as a way of, forcing these other nations to get, because he still has a lot of oil reserve from the stuff he took from Venezuela, and America does produce oil. You know what I'm saying? So he could use this as a way of, giving power back to the United States if it's done correctly. Because if if oil, it's not stopping oil production, but it's stopping oil shipments. Crude oil shipments, and which is gonna cause people it's like the hustlers do when they connect or when they plug is out, and if they plug stay out for a while, they're gonna look for a new plug. So Trump could be lining the United States up to be that new plug, but but it could backfire because these other nations could be like, wait a minute, instead of, what I'm saying, allowing the United States to get its grip back on the the world and gain its hegemony back through this move, they'll probably line up with Iran, be like, nah, we just rather be with them. If Iran gets the alliance of these other nations, what I'm saying, they can cut America totally out the deal to use whatever currency that they want to use, and more likely it'll be the yuan, the China currency. Because China is the next biggest economic powerhouse in the world, you know, and they're back with Russia, who's going to be the most biggest military powerhouse in the world, according to Revelation 13. It's all being set up by Yahweh by Shimon Washar. All right, it says, um, Iran fired on three ships in the Strait of Hormuz on Wednesday, intensifying its assault on shipping in the waterway, crucial to global energy supplies and complicating already faltering efforts to bring the United States and Iran together for talks to end the war, and that's not going to happen because Yahweh Shemel Shah put it out there. All right, it says Isaiah 55:10. It says, "For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So shall my name, so shall my word that goeth forth out of my mouth, it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereunto I sent it. See that? So the word of Yahweh Shema Shai is going to stand tall, all right? And and part of that word that was being spoken was the downfall of Babylon the Great, which is this place. So the once um, power that was associated with the United States is not there anymore. They can't move weight no more. You know, they can't um they can't really throw their weight around like they used to. Right. So eventually this place is going to be destroyed. Is Ecclesiasticus or the book of Sirach 39:16. It says, all the works of the Lord are exceeding good, and whatsoever he commanded shall be accomplished in due season. And we're entering into that due season of the destruction of this place, man. So everything that's spoken by Yahweh Shema Shai shall be established. All right. All right. So back to the article. It says the attacks were carried out by the uh, paramilitary Revolutionary Guard, according to the Iranian media, which reported that the force seized two of the vessels, two of the ships, and bringing them to Iran. So they stealing shit too, like how Trump did with Venezuela. Shit, Iran say they can grab stuff too, and I wonder who those ships belong to that they seized. You know, so th- that amounted to the escalation by Iran's leader, who appeared poised to drive a harder bargain with American negotiations after President Donald Trump said the United States would indefinitely extend the ceasefire with Iran that had been due to expire Wednesday. And there was another article that I was going to do because Trump he um he was trying to get the nuclear codes. Trump was finna, Trump was finna send out some nukes. Well, he was gonna try to threaten them with that. But they were, I don't know. One article said he tried to get the codes, and another article said that he had the codes. And then I think somebody said that Trump posted on his social media site that he has the code. Well, I don't know why he would do that, but you know, he's really upset because Iran won't budge. And they said they're not doing any deal that includes the United States having any dealings in the Middle East. It's period, point blank. The only deal they're gonna sign is if America leaves the Middle East alone. There you have it. So you know, it says despite the extension, Trump also seemed to dig in, saying the U.S. would continue to blockade Iranian ports. That set the that set the stage for continued disruption to traffic in the Strait, through which 20% of the world's oil and natural gas pass in peacetime, even if the ceasefire largely holds. And I want to say I seen another article but didn't get a chance to read it that said that when America put up that blockade, China went through it just to see what America was going to do. It says three ships come under attack in the Strait of Hormuz. It says Iran opened fire on a container ship in the strait on Wednesday morning, and a second was attacked a short time later, according to the British military United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Center. Iranian state television later reported that the ships were both attacked by the Revolutionary Guard and were in the forces' custody and being taken to Iran. They taking everything, bro. The semi-official Nor News Fars and Mer news agency then reported the Guard attacked a third vessel, which it said had became stranded on the Iranian coast without elaborating. There was more. There have been more than 30 attacks on ships in the Middle East since the war began, February 28th. Damn. It says, which United States and Israeli airstrikes on Iran. It says it's not clear when talks will start. Iran said they done talking. They've been said that. I'm talking about they've been said that. They ain't talking. So what is ain't no deal. Like what Chris Tucker said in the movie Money Talk, man, damn a deal. Yeah, that's what Iran's saying. There's no deal that they can possibly come up with that Iran is going to agree to unless America just totally moves out of the way and let them run their oil the way they want to do it. But America's not going to do that. Or it's going to try to stop it, but it's not going to be able to. I mean, they might be able to. Nah, there's no win or lose at this war. They're really just trying to establish it, a new world order, a new form of spending money. They're gonna crash the global economy, and like the phoenix come rising out of the ashes, they're gonna create some new form of currency, which is gonna ultimately be the Revelation 13 to 16, the micro C hill, the MOTB. So that's all what this is coming to. And then once that happens, all these nations are gonna really get jiggy with it, and that's when Yahweh Shai is gonna show up. But this is setting up that new form of currency um, that they're trying to implement. Because, like we were speaking on last night, it's going to be a recession. I used to always say that, when prices go up on the shelf, that because it's the dollar value being manipulated or weakening. But no, that's not the case. That's only the case if the prices on everything goes up. You see what I'm saying? Then that means the dollar can't hold its value, period. But if like how the prices on gas is going up, it's because it's costing these uh, gas providers or gas companies to spend more to get the oil to make the gas. See that? So those prices keep skyrocketing. It's costing them more to get it here, so they're gonna have to charge more for it. So that's a part of the recession that not the people feel, but the companies feel it more. So, and we're witnessing that happen now. But which could make this lead into a, um, a global economic recession on everything. You'll see prices on everything go up. So that's when the people feel it the most. All right. So with and not only oil, they need the nitrogen. I think it is the fertilizer, right? To grow these crops, or that's going to lead up to a famine. So there's so many things that could happen with this situation, but ultimately it's going to lead up to the MOTB and Babylon the Great being destroyed. All right. All right. So it says without any diplomatic agreement, those attacks will likely deter ships from even attempting to pass through the waterway and further squeeze global energy supplies. Right? It says Wednesday's attacks saw Brent crude oil, the international standard, spiked to nearly $100 a barrel, up more than 35% since the war started. So, so that means when the war started, that's what I was just saying. That's what I was saying. That recession is being the recession right now is being felt by the companies, particularly the companies selling oil, petroleum. So it was around 60 to $65 a barrel when the war started, maybe 70. But now it's at $100 a barrel. It could even like speaking with the elder, he said it could even spike up to like over 100, like 130. Hmm. It says as the assaults unfolded, Iran's Revolutionary Guard vowed to deliver crushing blows beyond the enemy's imagination to its remaining assets in the region. Damn. See, they doing that big boy talk like Trump was doing. Trump was like, there's gonna be a lot of dead people. We're gonna wipe them off the map. Um, yes, if they don't come to a deal, we need a deal right away. You know. But they talking big boy shit. They want all the smoke, like all the smoke. They want it all. Like like there was a female astronaut, right? Who I don't know if she was it was her husband was having an affair or she was having an affair with somebody else's husband or whatever it was. She was in love with the man, and whoever the other woman was he was dealing with, whether it was his wife or she, well, I don't remember, right? She was like, oh, she finna go murk this girl. Man, this girl was driving 12 hours before the police caught her. She wanted to smoke so bad, this lady put on a diaper. She wasn't gonna stop by no restroom, no nothing. That's how bad she wanted to get to that woman. And that's how bad these other nations, like mainly Iran and Russia and China, want to get to the United States. They really want all the smoke, but right now they got to do it the smart way. You know what I'm saying? They're slowly putting the United States in the full Nelson, getting them in a quagmire where you know what I'm saying? They're not going to be able to get out. It says, as the assaults unfold, Iran's Revolutionary Guard vowed to deliver crushing blows beyond the enemy's imagination to its remaining assets in the regions. Right, see that? It says the night before, hardline supporters of Iran's theocracy held rallies in which the Guard showed off missiles and launchers, a sign of defiance to Israel and the United States, which devoted much of their airstrike campaign to destroying the country's missile arsenal. But um, allegedly, or word on the street is that America had a America. I don't know who was it. One of the Quan lessons or something, but America um had to call that ceasefire because they really need to regroup. Yeah, it was in one of the Quan lessons because they needed to regroup, right? And recently I heard they were running. They might run out of missiles. They got to get some more artillery. They just shot up. Did the whole clip. Now they got to try to go scramble around and reload. And I was talking to one of the brothers, Arakar. He's supposed to be doing the lesson on it. Now you got GM and Ford then hopped in the game to make military grade vehicles and weapons for the United States to manufacture them. To manufacture them. It's crazy. It's go time. All hands on deck. That's what America's saying. It says it's not clear when talks might restart. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson Ismail Baghai acknowledged Trump's ceasefire extensions in comments reported Wednesday by Iranian state television, but did not say Tehran was ready to attend a new round of talks. They're not going to talk, man. Earlier, whatever this person's name is, the head of the Iranian mission in Egypt told the Associated Press that no delegations would go to Pakistan until the United States lifts its blockade. Two Pakistani officials told the AP that Istanbul is still waiting to hear from Tehran on when it will send a delegation. They spoke on conditions of anon- anonymity because they were not authorized to talk to the media. All right, so 1 kilo don't take well, basically you get the drift. Um, so now, so there's two factors that's making the price of of gas to go up and oil. Not only are they having to pay $100 a barrel for it, now they got to get it to where it needs to go, and they can't go through the Strait of Hormuz. So now they got to go all the way around, which is going to cost it more to get it where it needs to go than it normally is. See that? You buying stuff off Temu, and the shipping costs more than what the hell you buying. This is why. This is why, and also because of sanctions too. But and all that's a part of is a declaration. All that's a part of war, man. This is how they're fighting. This is how America chooses. They always been. America's always been a war with these nations using the dollar though. The dollar was the weapon. That's an act of violence, forcing somebody to use a form of currency that what I'm saying. That's other. You know what I'm saying. You're forced. It's forceful. You know. So they don't know when any talks are gonna transpire. Um, but ain't nobody gonna be doing no negotiating, man. They want America gone. America still doesn't want to, still wants to have control over what's going on over there, and ultimately it's gonna lead them to their own demise. Thus saith the Lord. All right. Lord willing, us and edify to serve the purpose for the hope to let the one truly believe in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. With that, would like to say, Call Halayim La Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of the great millstone. Double honors to my elder apostle as well. Heroin Bar Yasharala down here in the Lions Den camp. Salutations to the Akim that are pushing the truth, to sincerity and truth. And peace and blessing to the men, women, and children who believe in the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. Shalom.